Tanya. So thanks to my friend Jesse, whom you might remember from some of my previous videos, including my trip to Ireland, I get to explore the Poconos this weekend with his SUV. He's visiting family in Pennsylvania, and since he doesn't need his car, since his whole family have their cars there, he let me drive down with him and borrow his car, and I'm using it to drive northwest of Pennsylvania to check out everything the Poconos have to offer at probably the best time of year to visit, when the leaves are all changing colors. So come check it out with me. So I'm going down this really rocky, slender road. It's one way, so I can't go back if I change my mind. I'm trying to get to this boulder field, and it's scary. I don't want to pop a tire, so I'm going slow. Luckily, there's no other cars on the road, but also if I run into trouble, there's no other cars on the road. Driving kind of scares me. I'm not used to it, so having to do something a little advanced is definitely freaky, but I hope it's worth it. My first stop in the Poconos is Hickory Run State Park, and my first stop in Hickory Run State Park, which is huge, is Boulder Field, which you can see why it's named Boulder Field. It's basically a field of boulders, and it's pretty cool. So, geologists believe that this rock formation started forming 20,000 years ago, and it formed from thawing and freezing and expansion of water on this ground, forming this natural wonder that you see today. So walking on these boulder field is definitely dangerous. A lot of the boulders are wobbly. You don't know which ones. And most of them are not flat, so you really have to be careful. So this boulder field area also has some less bouldery parts with like a hiking trail. So if you're not looking to break your ankle on some boulders, you can, look through the forest and see it from afar too. Good morning, nomads. It's Tanya. I'm up early this Saturday morning to avoid the crowds. Today I'm hiking around Lehigh Gorge. I'm looking to see some waterfalls and some beautiful views, especially with the leaves changing. It's a little foggy and wet, but the leaves and the mountains are absolutely gorgeous. I don't have service here, so I'm hoping I don't get lost, but we'll see how it goes. So I went this way a little bit. It has the river on my right and the railroad on my left when I'm going that way, but I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong direction. I installed an app on my phone, All Trails, so I could, have a good trail, but there's no access without internet and I have no data here, so I have to sort of just trust Google Maps, which I think I can do. So I'm pretty sure I found the trail that leads to the falls, but I think I found the really scary, dangerous one. I mean, that sign says it's dangerous, so I may not do it because I don't consider myself an experienced hiker, and I read that it was closed, so this could be bad. So I found a sign that says that there's a path that way that's closed. So I'm more confident this is the path that I want. So this trail is not clearly marked at all, but one guiding principle I think that'll help me is that I know I'm supposed to go up quite a bit, so whenever I see some stairs, I head for those. Well, this trail is not marked clearly, and I don't want to go the wrong way. It's not on my Google Maps. I don't have a map where it's at, so I think I'm gonna go back. So on my way back down, I noticed a red marking on the trees, and I think that's the actual trail. I think that little deviation I went on was very, very wrong. I'm glad I turned around because it was slippery, didn't look like a path, there were spiky things, and the leaves were really thick. It was just, it was a bad idea, so turning back was right. Now I see people, now I see red markings, so I feel a lot more confident. I'm gonna keep going. So I did study the route on the All Trails app before this morning, last night, and so I know I'm supposed to take this shortcut trail, thank God, but I still feel like there should have been more information on the All Trails app than I got, but at least I remember what little I did read, because otherwise I wouldn't know to go this way. I think all this climbing is going to be worth it because I'm starting to hear a waterfall. And I'm going to take a long break when I get to that waterfall. So I made it to the waterfall. I ended up hiking a little on the closed path just to get a little closer to the waterfall since I've come this far. And so far I don't regret it. It's pretty beautiful. For lack of a better option, I'm taking the red tree markings for the rest of the trail so far. I'm hoping it leads to Jim Thorpe Overlook. But right now, for a second I thought that was the path through this like scary tunnel. But there's actually some tree markings, so. I made it to my second stop. It was a lot easier to get here to Jim Thorpe Overlook. I think that area with the white, I think that's Jim Thorpe, the town, which is a popular town in this area. Of course, I'm not going to go there because of coronavirus. I'm just going to stick to nature. It looks like I'm headed on the downward slope now, which is great. I'm glad I got the hard part done. Some people are taking the route sort of in the opposite direction of me, thinking maybe I should have done that, but oh well, this is what we're doing now. It's starting to rain now. I'm glad I'm on the downslope. I can hear it coming my way. It's so scary. Well, there wasn't too much rain, which is good. Just a little bit for a little amount of time, but the rain definitely made the downward climb more treacherous. The rocks, plus the leaves, plus the water lubricating everything relative to each other. I fell on my butt like 5 times so far. I'm not completely down. I'm about 3/4 of the way back to the river, so I pray I don't fall too many more times because my butt is getting a little sore. There are a lot more people now coming the opposite direction of me, so I put my mask on just to be extra safe because this path going down is pretty narrow. It's hard to like maintain a good distance, and of course everyone's huffing and puffing, so that doesn't help. And most people don't have masks because, you know, you're hiking, you're thinking you don't need it. I made it back to where I started and I couldn't be happier. Now I just want to stay on flat ground for a while. Back at the parking lot area, it's just above me. I'm going under the railroad tracks and the bridge that I took to get to the beginning. I just noticed this cave on the side of the mountain that I didn't see on my way up. Maybe I'll check it out. So it turns out this cave is right next to, the entrance is right next to where I parked. I wish I would have noticed when I first got here, but oh well. So the tunnel is so dark in the middle, especially with the bright spots on the openings, but once you get here, it's absolutely gorgeous. Express seems like a popular way to get around here, but I don't think it's for me. It feels good to be in the safety of the car, but of course everybody's looking to take my parking spot. I'm just gonna chill for a little bit, eat something for sure, and maybe go back depending on how crowded it gets. Have some peanut butter crackers that I think are well earned. It's like noon already and I got up super early. Okay, so that was a really crazy hike. Very fulfilling, a lot of cool stuff. It got really full by noon. There were so many people, so I just came back to my hotel and I showered, and now I'm just recovering from all the falls I took on the way down. I think this time of year in the Poconos, it's really popular, but if you go really early to all the outdoor activities, like get there by 8:30, I think you have a good chance of having the place mostly to yourself, which is great. Well, that's it for this video, but I have more Poconos content to come, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are available.